Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how you can simulate fluid with the FlipFluids add-on and then set it on fire. The FlipFluids add-on is on sale right now, so I'll put a link to that in the description. I do want you to know that I am affiliated with the creators of the FlipFluids add-on, but I would not recommend it if I wouldn't like it. Now duplicate the cube and call the duplicated cube fire domain. Select the other cube and go to the physics properties, and if you have the FlipFluids add-on installed, you will see this option here. Now set the type to domain and set the resolution to 200. For the fire domain, let's select fluid and set it to domain as well, and set the resolution divisions to ×4, 32 × 4. Now check adaptive domain and dissolve, and also check noise. Now down here set the type to all and check is resumable. Now let's add another cube. Now let's press Ctrl+3 and apply the modifier. Apply it by pressing Ctrl+A. Now go to the physics properties again, flip fluid and select fluid. We don't need to change anything here. By the way, rename this cube to FlipFluids domain or fluid domain. And now let's save. And just save it wherever you want. I'm going to call it tutorial. Once you have saved, you can press bake. And once that's baked, we are going to bake the fire. Once the simulation is done, let's save and now select the fluid and select fluid in the physics properties and set it to flow. Now select fire and smoke. Set the flow behavior from geometry to inflow, and now select the fire domain. Go down here and press bake all. Now that it's done baking, with the domain selected, go to shading and rendered view. I'm going to use circles. Set the world color to black and delete the principled BSDF. Now add a principled volume, this one. Connect the volume to the volume and set the density to 0. Now add 2 math nodes, set it to multiply and duplicate it. Set this value to 50 and connect the value to the emission strength. Connect this one to the top and add 3 color ramps. Now connect the color of this one to the bottom value and this one to the top. And this one to the emission color. Now add an attribute. Type in heat and connect the factor to the bottom color ramps. Now add a noise texture. Connect the factor to the factor, set the scale to 8 and the detail to 9.2. Now drag the black into somewhere around here. And for this one, let's drag the black to somewhere around here and the white to somewhere around here. And make it black. Now press on the plus sign and make this one white. Go down here and make it red, like this, and this one yellow. Now let's go to the render properties and under color management, set it from filmic to standard and look, set that to high contrast and set the exposure to -1. Now let's adjust the color, because I think that's a little too red. Now it looks better in there. Now let's select the fluid surface, create a new material, and press A and delete on the numpad if you don't see it. Delete the principal BSDF and add a glass BSDF. Connect the BSDF to the surface and make it orange, like this. Now let's go back to layout mode and set up the camera. I'm going to position it somewhere around here. Ctrl-Alt-0 to go into camera view and move it down or rotate it like this. I think this looks good. Now move it on the X by pressing G-X-X. If you press X twice, you will move it on the object, on the local axis instead of the global axis. Now let's go to the render properties again. For the render, I'm going to use 128 samples and denoise. If you have an NVIDIA GPU, you can use optics or open image denoise. If you don't have an NVIDIA GPU, you can use open image denoise, but I prefer optics. Now let's go to compositing. I have this simple setup here. You have to check use nodes to be able to use them. And to get these options here, you need to check denoising data. Then just add a denoise node and set it to accurate. Now let's go to the output properties and create a new folder. I'm going to use this one and call it renders. If you put an underscore after the name, Blender is going to automatically assign numbers to the frames. So let's hit accept. Make sure that you are using JPEG. And now let's save again and render the animation. Now that it's done rendering, the only thing left to do is to compile the image sequence into a video. I've got a video on how to do that. You can find the link to that on screen now. So that's it with the tutorial. I hope you liked it. Please let me know what I should do next, and I'll see you next time.